Lynn Stevens of The Weekly Wand and Brian Harrison of The Weekly Wand.
Hey.
And Cynthia Govero of The Weekly Wand.
Of The Weekly Wand.
Yes. So, as you may know, it is our 1 year anniversary. So we want to share our trials, our tribulations, our excitements, our triumphs. We want to share our journey with you. And we want to invite you to join us and ask questions and, share in our experience. We're where we are because of you.
All right.
Hi, Debs. Thanks for joining us. Okay,
I was trying to do this too, but I don't know where it is on mine. So what we're trying to do right now, just in case you're like, why do they keep looking down? I'm trying to find how to do a watch party on my phone, and I don't know how. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, I have no idea. Not tech savvy. Sorry, guys.
I did it last time. I know that I can do this.
I'm out.
Yeah, we have the technology. We just don't know how it works.
Yeah.
Which actually is a good. Which is actually a good segue.
Start a watch party.
And how did you do that?
I just reloaded my page, and The Weekly Wand showed up at the top.
All right. But that's a good segue as to, like, we have stuff, we just don't know how to do it. So it's like,
no kidding.
When we first started, we had absolutely no
That's yours,
idea
not mine.
what we were doing.
Doesn't show up.
Like, and actually, Cynthia, you managed to pull a few of our old Weekly Wand papers. The very first one we did, and then our last one that we did for this one.
What a
And
difference.
just, holy crap, no kidding. And even like the thing that we put together for the launch party.
Yeah.
It's just, when you look at it, it looks so juvenile now.
Archaic and
Yeah.
just
Yeah, so
not
it's
well done.
amazing how much we've grown.
And we will be sharing that with you. Oh, hey, Dwayne. Thanks for joining
"Is that
us.
Dwayne?" Yeah, hi, Dwayne. How's it going?
I don't know how to do it
Alright.
on
Me
yours
either.
either.
Oh, there we go. Watch party. Mine came up too. It just came
Popped
up.
up? That's how do I get to
There we go.
just
Woohoo!
your regular page?
Don't ask
Right
me. I
there.
just work here.
No, that's yours. How do you get to like your home? Oh, there.
It's not coming up, so
Do you not have us saved in your favorites?
sorry guys. This is
That's okay. We're just waiting for everybody to just
Yeah.
kind of roll in and see what's going on.
So I see we have 6 viewers, and I'm not sure why it works this way, but if we are not actually Facebook friends, I can't acknowledge you. So if you've popped in, just wave, say hi, say something so that I know you're there and I can give you a shout out.
I know why that happens.
Why?
Because as a business page, it's a way to protect people from solicitation. Because the Weekly Wand is a business page, if you don't know that person specifically, you can't message them, you can't send them
Got
things.
it.
okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm not going to harass you much.
Much.
You can share who you
Only
are
a
with
little
me.
bit.
Much.
Only a tiny, tiny bit. So, Brian,
Yes.
what has this journey been for you?
What has it been for me?
Yeah, what has
I
it been?
discovered that I can kind of write.
Kind of.
I didn't.
Yeah, no kidding.
I didn't think I could, but these two crazies say I can. So.
And
Yes,
if
I
any
can.
of you have read any of it, you know he can too.
Absolutely.
It's been fun. I've learned a lot just in my writings.
Hi, Andy.
And just in my writings, my research that I've done on things that I've written about, I've learned a lot.
Well, there have been a few topics I know that you've written on where when it was first introduced, you're like, what? And then when you were writing about it, you're like, that is so
Hi,
cool.
Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of
Yeah.
neat that you've learned all that.
Yeah, like right now I'm writing a series on the 12 vial vortices, which is different if you haven't
Yeah, what is that?
if you haven't seen them. So a vortex is like a whirlpool, basically. In the physical world, a vortex is a whirlpool.
Hi, Gary.
Like in water, when you pull the plug on a drain, it goes down the drain, that's a vortex. In the metaphysical world, it's the same idea, but it's done with energy. And so, for example, the Bermuda Triangle is one of the 12 vial vortices. And the theory is there. It's an energy vortex. That's why things happen. You know, you see weird lights and
Hi, Billy.
planes go missing,
Oh, hey,
ships
Bill.
go missing. It's that
Don't
type
give
of
it
thing.
all away, though. Invite
I've
them
already-
to read it.
I've already written about that one. So yeah, and I've just learned that there's 12 of them spaced across the planet, almost perfectly spaced across the planet. It's uncanny how
It is.
it's weird.
Well, if you look at the energy mapping of the nodes
Yep.
and
Mhm.
ley lines,
Yep. And
it matches with them as well.
Yeah, they lay
Hi,
on
Patricia. Hi, Daphne.
99% of them lie on a ley line intersection.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
So
cool.
then,
So
well,
keep-
and that's
keep-
like the yin yang, positive,
Mhm.
negative energy. So for every positive node or positive vortex, there's got to be a negative
Right.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, to balance energy.
Yeah. So if you're interested in that, check us out because I'm doing some more. I've got 10 left to go, I think. So
Yeah, because you did the Bermuda Triangle and then the one that's in this paper.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. Which
So,
is,
sorry, go
which
on. I didn't mean
was
to cut
in
you off.
Hawaii, I think. Is-
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what has been your hardest learning curve?
I don't know. To trust in myself, as far as my writing is concerned, I think.
Mm.
Because when I started, it was like we were mentioning. The very first thing I did in the very first issue was the root chakra, and it was robotic. It was, this is what the root chakra is. This is why you have it. Blah 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 blah. And
Yeah.
I've evolved from there. I think it's.
Well, you can definitely, when in the blogs that you do, you can definitely tell that your personality is behind them. Like you're enjoying the process of doing the writing now.
Yeah.
Whereas before you're like, I am scared shitless.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Like you said, why am I writing this? I will just write the words. That's
Right, yeah.
basically what it was. And now it's well, like you guys say, it's like I'm talking to somebody when I'm writing it.
Yep.
instead
You're
of-
a vlogger. You're a
instead of-
phenomenal writer.
Instead of writing something, I'm speaking to you.
Yep.
Is how I feel.
And what's
And it
your
comes across,
Yeah,
too.
it absolutely does.
Thank you.
What is your greatest accomplishment thus far?
In the paper,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think just doing it, just getting out of my shell and doing it,
Awesome.
because
Hi, Brad.
I'm a pretty reserved, like under the radar type of guy. I
Mhm.
don't like to get out in front of people. Like doing this right now is kind of weird.
Well,
So-
yeah, we don't get you on camera very often.
No.
you don't.
We've been
I've
trying
got-
to get this guy to do
Yeah,
vlogs for the Weekly One site, and he's like, nope.
I don't
Just
know.
once a week.
I've got a face for radio, that's for sure. So, yeah, just doing it, just getting out of my comfort zone.
Mhm.
Perfect. And Lynn, you're up.
Well, honestly, it's been quite a roller coaster ride for me. So, like, one of the things that my sister has talked about that I am quite guilty of is when I grasp a concept, it's like, I got it, and I don't have to ask questions, I got it.
Mhm.
And I expect that everybody else gets it as quickly as I do. So she's like, no. She goes, when you explain technology to me, it's like, it's doing this, it goes whoop, and it's gone. And so for me, when I was trying to explain people, oh, well, yeah, just, you put it in this kind of format. They're like, well, how do you do that? And so to bridge that gap where it's like trying to explain it in a way that people will understand, like, do this because this is the type of format that we need to put it together into the paper. And getting through my own frustrations at not being able to communicate that properly,
Mm.
right? Because, like, I would get angry and frustrated, and I'm like, but they don't know what's inside my head. So that's a me problem. I gotta
Yeah.
figure that shit
Yeah,
out on
for
my own. It's not them that is the problem, it's me.
Yeah, it
Right?
happened.
So over this past year, that has really humbled me because I forget that there are certain things that I absorb quickly. There's others that I don't understand at all, but something like technology and like putting the template together for the paper, it just it makes sense to me,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, to have to get through that barrier of like, how do I explain this?
Yeah, because you were trying to show me how to do it one time, and you just do this and this and this and click there and do that, and then it's done.
Right.
I'm like,
Awesome.
That'd be
Okay,
10
yeah.
times slower
Yeah,
and about
that's-
5 more times.
Yeah.
Thanks. Right. So that was the hugest obstacle for me was to kind of go through that. And it's also been something that's kind of liberated me to be able to go and take a step back and go, okay, why am I frustrated? What did I not explain properly? Or where is this not connecting properly?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because everything that we do, when it's just in sync, it just
Perfect.
flows. It's perfect. Everything slaps into place, and it is such a joy to be able to work on it.
Yeah.
Right. So whenever that little bit of frustration comes up, it's like, okay, what am I not doing? Like, what do
Yeah.
I need to reevaluate here? So it's been a huge learning growth for me to be able to go through that. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your greatest accomplishment?
Honestly, putting together that paper, like,
You should be proud.
I mean, we're gonna show you guys like what it used to look like and what it looks like now. That is probably like every time I see the new paper come out, I'm like, we did that. That looks so great,
Right?
You know, I was like that. It's just like,
And that's what
Yeah.
everybody says when they see it too. They're like, "Wow, you guys."
3 of you?
You
Are
did
you
this,
guys
really?
do this?
and every time I do a new paper, I learn something new.
Yeah, so do I.
Like it used to take, I'd say at least 16 to 20 hours for me to put a paper together. Now, if we have all the write-ups and everything done, it takes me an hour and a half.
Wow.
If we have all the write-ups done in time.
Yeah.
My bad. Sorry.
Well, no, honestly, now, now I've figured out how to get everything to kind of fit because I know approximately when you
Yeah.
do your wanderlust about what size they're going to be.
Yeah.
When you do your horoscopes about how much of the front page you're going to need. So I've kind of been able to eyeball it now.
Mm-hmm.
So now, even if we don't have the hocus pocus or we don't have
Yeah.
something in there just quite yet, I kind of can approximate how much
Yeah.
space,
Well, that's
and then
good.
I've learned to leave
Yeah.
just in case.
Practice makes perfect, right?
Yeah, and we're getting better and better all the time.
Oh, we really are.
Okay,
Okay.
so then Cynthia,
Yeah.
for you,
Well, this has definitely been a journey for me. Not something I ever thought I would do. And not something that I ever thought that I would come to the forefront and do. Like, I don't know if you guys remember in the beginning, I wanted to be anonymous.
Mhm.
I didn't want anybody to know that this was mine, well, let alone that this was mine or that I had any involvement with it. It's like, I didn't want our names in it. I didn't want to be public. I didn't want anything.
We fought you tooth and nail on that.
Well, and, you know, as most people
And we
know,
won.
and I'm grateful. I'm grateful. So many things have been born because of
Oh,
this.
definitely.
Yeah. You know, there were more of us in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
double the amount of people. And I want to say, fortunately, they all left when they did at the same time because it forced me to step up. I could no longer sit back in the shadow and just say,
Yes.
and agree with everyone and say, okay, we'll do this, okay, we'll do this, okay, we'll do this, okay, we'll do this, and not have a voice.
I feel like that forced us all to step up a little bit, though.
Well, we
Yeah.
had to
To make
because
decisions.
Yeah.
we were all brand new, and we either had to come together and make this happen or call it a day and
Yeah.
walk away. And I don't think any of us were ready to walk away.
I was getting close, and then it was like, maybe I can give this another go.
Yeah.
And that one paper, the one issue where we were all really frustrated,
Mhm.
and then like the one directly after,
it was like, no.
Yeah.
everything just clicked into place, and it was like, okay, I think we can do this.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that some issues don't flow a little bit better than others. Like there are some where I'm like, why is this not freaking fitting the way that I want? Why is this not going? You know.
Absolutely. Like,
But
my energy scopes in the last issue, in the issue that comes out tomorrow, it took me forever to get those out. I had a mental block and I didn't know what words were
yeah, words are hard.
or how to work my brain. But it happened.
I don't know how to work my brain
Yeah.
most of the time.
So do any of our viewers have any questions about our journey?
And while
Or-
we're waiting for questions to pop up, what kind of tea are we drinking?
Yeah.
We are
today?
drinking sun tea that is graciously provided by Melissa from Hayward Eclectic. So with this one, it is a bright tea with mint and lemon balm, and 2 to 3 tablespoons to 4 cups of water. Let sit in the sun 1 to 3 hours. Strain and enjoy, and it is
It's really good.
phenomenal.
I've been
It's good.
sucking it back
Yeah.
pretty
I know.
hard here.
And I did put it in the sun, what sun we had, so hopefully that enhanced it a little more. But
Mhm.
as always, thank you, Melissa. We will put that link in the comments, so if anybody is interested in getting some tea from Melissa, you have that information.
Right on.
I felt like an infomercial for a moment.
Well, but the thing is to encourage people. It's like, hey, this is really good stuff. You need to try it.
You really
And-
do. Like, you need to try it.
Well, and I think too, like, the paper has evolved so much
Oh, absolutely.
that it's definitely not the same entity that it was.
No,
Yeah.
by far.
And yeah, I don't know. I just see so many different things happening for the wand and the community, and it was like a jumping off point. And I don't know what's next, and it's just absolutely thrilling.
But
Mhm.
it's growing. I mean, had this never happened, this wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have Tea with the Universe. I would still be unauthentic and not living who I'm supposed to be, living for other people, and miserable.
So you've had quite a few breakthroughs over the year, or this past year, I guess.
Many.
It's been quite a roller coaster especially for you guys. But like I've had a few ups and downs during this year as
Thank
well.
you, Colleen. Thanks for joining us.
So
Yeah.
the fact that we've kind of gone on in spite of that, like we had to pause it for a little
Mhm.
while, but family takes precedence.
Right.
You
And
know,
we
it's like-
came back even more strong.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, how
and-
can we make this work even better?
and, you know, I don't even want to
Hey,
say
Colleen.
tragedy, because there was no tragedy. With the unexpected, new things are birthed. And the amount of people that came together after Callista's car accident was
Mhm.
unbelievable. The amount of love, the amount of support that I never, ever, ever would have had the courage to ask for had it not been for the Weekly Wand, nor would I have had the proper outlet to get it out there.
Right.
Like, I have chills just talking about it. Like, as much as our viewers and our followers say they appreciate this, that they feel this is for them, this is for me.
Mhm.
This has helped me grow. This has allowed me to find my tribe, allowed me to be who I truly am, and not have to hide and conform to who I think I had to impress. Because I didn't have to impress anyone. I mean, we
True.
put out a paper, the three of us, and Brian acts like Brian, I act like myself, and Lynn, you act like yourself, and as a whole, we are accepted by so many people.
Well, and I've noticed, like, I was like, oh, I hope people like this, but I don't know if it's developed the same for you guys. But when I write a piece, when I write an article, like the Words to Live By or whatever, I'm not really writing for anybody. I'm writing for myself
Mhm.
because it's a topic I enjoy.
Yep.
And what I found is the more I embrace that, and the less I think, oh, I hope these people will like what I write, the freer I am in my writing. And I've
Yes.
actually had people say, like, hey, this was a really good article. I really enjoyed this. Or, like, who wrote this? Because it's really
Yeah.
phenomenal. And it's like, yeah, it is for the community. It is for everyone. But I feel like it is nourishing
Yes.
us, and it's helping us to grow as well. Which, I don't know, I think it makes it a lot more enjoyable if you approach it that way as well.
Absolutely. Like this is something we put out every 2 weeks. We dedicate our time, our energy, and I mean, we work really well together,
Mhm.
and
I think
we
so.
put out a beautiful piece. Like it-
show people.
Speaking
our
of that,
beautiful
should we
paper?
Let's show
So what
them
are we
The
what
showing?
it,
before
Are we
and
gonna show them
after?
the prototype?
we'll do the prototype,
Okay.
then we'll do the first one, and then we will do
The last issue.
yes, tomorrow's issue.
So here's the prototype
So
in its 3-page, 6-page glory.
Okay,
actually.
We're
let
gonna
me
have to
see.
turn. There you go.
okay, so there's the first page.
So this is what
Whoops.
we came up with when we had our launch party. So
You
it was
can-
like, this is what the weekly wand is going to look like. So when we go through this, we're like, look at all that wasted space.
And
Look
how large the pictures
Like,
are.
look at how big everything is. Now, this very first one that I did in WordPad. So I couldn't layer any of the pictures. I couldn't try and overlap
Let's see.
things. It was all just in little boxes, and I had to have, like, pre-done
Yeah.
things. So it's like when I was creating it, it was like, these are the only templates you have available to you.
And that one took you forever to do,
That
too.
took me like
It was-
3
yeah.
days to get right.
Okay.
So the first one, this one
So
here.
this is our issue number 1.
Okay.
This was the very-
I'm still learning.
That's okay. This is the very first one that I used the Google Slides for.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, I can get them to move in a different way,
Yeah.
but it was still all blocks. I didn't know the potential that it had.
Yeah.
Right? But I could layer things. I could the chunks and the blocks closer together. And now we have
This
And
is
you
our-
know what?
This one.
Before we show this one, we are so proud of how far we've come in a year. Wait until our 2-year anniversary. Like, we are going to talk this piece up like nobody's business because, well, quite frankly, it's
there's
wonderful.
That's
It's
our
phenomenal.
Current one. That's our current
See,
issue that is current today.
yeah, and so like I can actually make the graphics match the text, and like I don't know if this one has it, but in some of the papers I have stuff. Oh yeah, I do. On this page
Which one?
here, on the back page, there's like the graphic that's underneath
Oh,
the
yeah.
text.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do that before, and now it's like second nature to me. And then Colleen was saying, I love our tribes and trust the universe. I love this. It helps me. So yes, I'm so glad that that helps you, Colleen.
yes, me too. And,
Because that's a part of it too.
and a fun fact, we had a competition or a contest at one point. What was it? Our 500 viewers or followers,
And it was
we
Colleen that
and
won it.
Colleen won.
Colleen was
Yep.
at
Yes.
500, so
She was the
Well
winner.
done.
And
Yeah.
she's still a loyal follower, so thank you, Colleen.
Yeah.
And we're over 800. Or it was at 777
I know,
for a really
I
long
know.
time.
I think we're over 800 now, and I believe for 1,000 we're going to do something pretty spectacular too.
Oh yeah.
And that reminds me, Doodle wants in. I can hear him.
Yep.
Today, one of our lucky viewers is going to, and Lynn, I meant to talk to you about this beforehand. I don't know if it's something you want to do as well, or we can combine, but I want to give a full reading.
I was gonna say I figured you were gonna voluntold me about it. So
Voluntel.
yeah.
Yes, moving forward, I'm going to get pushy and bossy. No.
Oh,
Well, don't
Great.
expect us to not push back, just so you know.
you don't have to live with her.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, usually when I push back, you probably hear about it.
Yes.
There's not a lot of pushing going on, though, I have to say.
Well, but we get testy sometimes. We
Sometimes.
honestly do.
Well, our boss is a tyrant, really.
Who's the boss?
I don't know. I was kind of the tyrant this time around, I think. I was like, come on, let's get this done.
Well,
Yeah.
that was her. I was done way before her this time, so
Yeah.
Yeah, it was me.
yeah. It's usually me, but
You know what?
I'm a
We
busy
all
guy.
we all have our moments where one person's done early and we're waiting on someone else. Sometimes 2 of us are done. Sometimes none of us are done, and we're like, "Hey, we got to get our shit
Oh.
together."
I've had stuff where I'm like writing at the last minute on the Wednesday. But
Yep.
that's the thing though, is like even though there's sometimes it isn't coming to us, it isn't flowing, we still
Pull
are
it off.
and we're committed enough to it that it's like, you know what, I just need to pull my head out of my ass
Yep.
and get this done.
Well, and you know what? And something I think everyone needs to hear as well is, like I said, I was having difficulty writing my energy scopes, and you stepped up and wrote some.
yeah,
Just in
well,
case
didn't-
I couldn't do it.
yeah,
like, we
I
have
didn't
each
want
other's
us to be
back.
without any. Right?
Yeah, like we pull together. If somebody can't do something, somebody else steps up and picks up the slack and does it.
Yeah.
But that is definitely something like the communication piece we're still figuring out. And I
Yeah.
think because I think all of us have, it's like, this is my responsibility to do these things.
Yeah.
And I know that like if I'm struggling with something, I'm still hesitant about asking one of you guys to help me with
Yep,
it.
me too.
And I shouldn't feel that way, but I do.
We shouldn't.
Because it's like, well, it's my responsibility. I shouldn't expect them to pick up my slack.
But
But that's not what it is.
No.
It's just like, guys, I'm having trouble with this. Could you help me out?
like it
Right?
takes me back to
That's-
that one paper.
That's what the energy scopes, like doing that, that's what that taught me.
Yeah.
I was like, I shouldn't expect this. If she's having trouble, I should be helping her out.
And it was the kick in the butt I needed.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, how many times have we sat on a Sunday at 3:00 in the afternoon and been like, let's change this in the paper? And it's like, okay. And then we pull this in and we pull this in and we're all working on it, all three of us at the same time, and we're creating and developing something that's
Or
phenomenal.
How many times has it been deadline is in 3 hours and I've knocked out 4 articles in 3 hours? Like you just when you need to get it done, you get it done.
Oh, yeah, there are
Yeah.
sometimes, what was it, about a month ago, when I was doing the animal totems, I just wanted to do one right after the other.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's next? And it was just coming, and I was flowing, and I was banging them out.
Yeah, that was like me with the crystals and with the vortex reveals and stuff. Like when I'm having a moment, I live in that moment because you never, next moment I might be a dud. It's happened. Like there are definitely times where it's like, oh my God, just something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and I just like the fact that we go on in spite of that.
Yeah.
Like it's just, I mean, if you work, it doesn't matter what kind of job you work.
Yeah.
You still have to do shit you don't like.
Right.
Or that you're not prepared for. I can't say that I don't like.
Yes. But
I've enjoyed the process, no matter how frustrated I might have got about
Yeah.
certain things. But when it is finished, when it's that
It's
end
awesome.
product, it's just like, wow.
the difference is, though, I want to point out, is when you're at a job, you push through because you're being paid.
Yeah,
With
we're not
this,
getting paid for this.
We don't get paid for this, but
No.
we get self-gratitude, maybe. It's, when somebody reads one of
It's
my
an
energy
accomplishment.
scopes and says, this is bang on, how do you write these? And I'm like, meh.
It just
I
kind of
just- I
comes to
just
me.
yeah, like, and they're like, no, really, like, this nailed me. This is bang on. How did you do it? And it's like, okay, I've got to let Doodle
I'll
in
get
here.
it. I'll get it.
Okay.
Okay. But
He's
yeah.
going nuts.
Yeah, it's something that just kind of
More tea,
filters
please, too.
filters through,
Oh.
and it happens, and there it is. So no, it's good that so many people resonate with it too, though.
Yes, and not just that. I mean, people resonate with your writings. People resonate with Brian's writings. People, I think people notice us. Like, I've been out in public, and people have said, "Hey, you do the weekly wand, right?" And I'm like, yeah,
Right? Mhm.
yes, I
Well,
do.
I've noticed it at markets because they're like, wait, you're one of the. I saw your face on there when you were like the Hocus Focus
Yeah.
or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, that was a while ago, but yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
You know?
and now, like, even with Tea with the Universe, I've been recognized by that. Like, I've heard of Tea with the Universe. I'm like, oh yeah, that's mine.
Mhm.
And they're like, oh, wow, that's incredible. And it's like, okay, so if you know Tea with the Universe, do you follow the weekly wand? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, phenomenal.
Great.
Like,
Mhm.
it's,
Oh, and that actually kind of comes up where I think it was you I was talking to, where the one lady was like, "Oh yeah, it's been around for years." And
Yes.
you're like,
Right.
no, it
I was like,
hasn't."
no.
No, it
I
hasn't.
was talking to one lady who claims to be our biggest follower. And she said, I've been following you since the beginning. And I was like, that's wonderful. And she said, yep, been following you for 2 years, or no, 5 years, I think. 5
I think it
years.
was, yeah.
5 years. And I said, no,
No,
No, you haven't.
it not the weekly one. She's like, yes, I remember. And she's like, and I had some on me and I gave her one. And she said, yes, this paper. And I said, we haven't even been around for a year yet. So, it feels like 5 years. It
Yeah.
feels like it's been around forever because we love it so much. But the reality of it is, it's not even a year old.
And
I
that's
think,
just it. It feels like it's been around forever.
and I
because-
think too that's because it took so long for it to manifest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
you and
people-
I.
People have been thinking about it, and it's been
Mm-hmm.
gearing up to that.
Well, it was born in August
Yeah, why
of
don't you-
2018.
Why don't you tell the story?
Yeah,
On
there you
how
go.
It was, brought to
In the
light?
car. And,
We were in the vehicle on our way out to a friend's house, and I was having a moment where I didn't know what.
Contemplating life.
Yeah, contemplating life.
Like we
I
all do eventually. Every
you know,
once in a while.
I just
Right.
out loud turned to Brian and said, you know, what is my purpose in life? I'm going crazy. What am I supposed to do? And I believe it was as simple as him looking at me and saying, start a newspaper.
Yeah.
And
you,
I went,
you have a journalism
Oh.
degree. Use it.
okay. And about 30 seconds later, the Weekly Wand was born.
Yeah.
The name, everything. And then the shakes kicked in because I was petrified. How was I going to do this? I was just little me, really. I was going to upset people. I was going to offend people. I was going to make some people happy, I was hoping. But I figured that the majority of people would be very judgmental. We've had our judgments.
Oh yeah.
I've had people tell me to stay away from them. I've had people stop following me on Facebook.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
We've had people at markets come up to our table and look at all of our wares and see the Weekly Wand and do an
Oh,
about face
yeah.
and run. the
I've
other
had
way.
I
people
get that.
run because of my energy. I've
Yeah.
had people ask me not to burn their house down.
But we've got the
You
other
just got that thing about you.
we've got the other side of it too though. Like people
Oh,
there's
people
people that like it, love it.
that
Like,
are
it's-
so
you either-
grateful.
I find that you either don't like it or
There's
you
no hovering.
completely dig
One
it.
or the other,
Yeah.
right? And then, you know, it was born, and then Lynn and I met at a market.
Yep, in
And-
October of that year.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the Weekly Wand was on the back burner, and I guess Lynn decided to peek into, inside my head to see what was going on. And she booked a reading with me. I
For
believe we did that
January.
the
It was
end,
the
was it?
28th of January.
But we canceled, right? And then we
It
did it
was-
in February.
No, it was the 28th of January, and we were supposed to meet on a Tuesday, and you're like, I'm just not feeling it today. I'm like, good, because neither am I. Well, let's meet tomorrow. So I came over the next day.
So I did Lynn's reading. It took me longer to lay the cards out than it did to do the
30
reading.
seconds.
It was over and done. And then, I don't know, you asked me something.
Yeah, I said, so why am I, like, if this...
So why am I here?
Yeah, if
Right.
this reading didn't take as long as it is, and the cards are laid out, I see what it is, you don't even have to explain to me
No,
what
they-
the answer is. Why am I actually here? And we kind of were chit-chatting
Then I started
a
to
little
sweat.
bit. Well, but we were chit-chatting a little bit,
Yeah.
and you had
I
that
gave
little
you
wishing
that
jar.
little wishing jar.
Yeah.
Right.
And then just kind of as we were in the middle of conversation, she had mentioned, oh, yeah, and then, you know, I had this really neat idea for this thing called the Weekly Wand. And I was like, ooh, tell me more. And then as she kind of kept explaining and kept going and kept, going through, well, we're going to have this and we're going to have that.
You pulled out your notepad and were taking
Oh,
notes
yeah,
while
you bet I
I was
was.
talking.
And then I was like, so what's holding you back? What's stopping you from doing this? And she said, well, I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, if you don't know what's holding you back, then you should probably do it anyway. And then I think I met everyone else.
No, you
in
skipped the
February.
part that
Oh,
was,
did I?
you were like, okay, let's do this. So I said, okay, thinking that, we'll talk about it in 6 months. No. Lynn has her pad and her paper, and she's like, okay, so when are we doing this? Who's doing it? Give me names. We'll do it at my house. We'll set it up. Let's do it on February 4th. And I was like, okay. And she's like, okay. We hugged. She left, and I sat at my table and panicked.
Because we met.
Oh boy, did I
We were-
panic.
Originally, I think we were thinking for February 14th, and I was like, there is no way we can put all this together for February 14th.
So then Brian chose March 4th.
March 4th.
March 4th into the future. It was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But even at our first meeting, like I said, in the beginning, I barely even had a voice. I sat there and just agreed with what everyone said until what I thought was a catastrophe was really a blessing happened.
Mhm.
And then we were all forced to pull our socks up and either go forth with this or,
And created our own voice, really.
yeah. And I definitely have a voice now. It grows and grows
Well,
daily.
And I think, too, this kind of helped lay the framework for the confidence it required to be
Yes.
able to get to that point too, because yeah, like you said, it was just like, yeah, okay, well, I don't know if I agree with that, but you know,
But
if
you know
everybody
more than
else
I
says
do.
it's
Yeah.
okay, I guess. Yeah. But now it's like I feel like when we talk about things and somebody presents an idea and somebody else is like, well, that's okay, but I think maybe we should try it this way, and then everybody's like, oh, that actually sounds
Yeah.
really good,
Yeah.
or we go with the first
Yeah,
thought or
but we
whatever, right?
agree on it. We discuss it. And
Yeah.
another thing is that where'd it go? Oh, another thing is,
Came back.
you know,
Brain fart.
well, it's kind of the same. We've learned so much. Like there was a time when I didn't. If somebody would ask me something about the paper, I would sit there and be stunned because I don't know, because I didn't know anything. I've been forced to learn and to now. Excuse me. You know, from day one, I've said this is ours. It was always ours from day one. I was not going to take all the credit because just because the universe, you know, sent a message through me doesn't make it mine. It took all of us
the
to
seed of the idea in
yeah,
Mhm.
but all of us brought it together. Without all of us, it never would have been what it is.
you. Mhm.
And that's why that's where I was going with this. Like when people say, I'll say I own it, but it's definitely not mine. It belongs to everyone. I mean, you and Brian own it just as much as I do. Like because we all put in, I would like to believe, the same amount of energy.
Yeah. Well, and we even have in our little thing for the community, by the community.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which also, I have mentioned this on numerous occasions. If anybody wants to submit anything to the paper, please make sure you
Yes.
send
Yeah,
it our way.
Absolutely.
Because what ends up happening is, even if we don't use it in one issue, it might be useful in another one.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
we would love to get, we'd like poetry, small little, you know, write-ups or blurps or,
A recipe.
yeah, or
Anything.
like even if,
Chants, mantras,
Yeah,
spells,
anything.
anything. And
Like-
we can, you can remain anonymous if you so choose to be.
yeah, or we can put your name on there
Yeah.
if you were the one that wrote it, or if you have an article from somewhere else, make sure you have
Mm-hmm.
all that information
Yeah.
cited, right? So that proper people can get proper recognition for it. But we've had different stuff, like my son, I've put some of his artwork in there.
Yeah.
I've put my own artwork in there. But it would be nice to see people from other people from the community.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, as much as I like sharing my work, I'd love to be able to do that for someone else.
Absolutely.
Right? I'd love to be able to share people's poetry, you know, any little thing that they
Anything.
might have that
A
they would find
story.
interesting.
If
Yeah.
you want to send in
An
like a
anecdote,
wanderlust,
anything, right?
a
Yeah.
journey that you've been on,
Mhm.
and it
Yeah,
can be
because Brian's
anything.
running out of places he's visited.
Yeah. Seriously.
Foraging, anything, any topic that you see in the paper. If you want to share something that you feel, something you have to offer, please send it in.
Yeah.
Like, we have had a few people that have contributed. Like,
Yes.
Christy did some, Lee
Mhm.
did
Lee
some.
has.
So, I mean, we have had it, but we would like to have more of it. Because as much as we like putting this together, we'd like to be able to include you guys in on this process too.
Absolutely.
Because there might be stuff that you want to share with people that we would never even think to put
We
in
may
there.
not even know about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it's, like we've all learned so much since
Mhm.
we've been putting this together.
Yeah, definitely.
Please.
Again, please.
And the same goes for my affirmations, like the Weekly One Facebook page. I think I do 99% of that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't do a lot of
I
posts on
think-
there anymore.
Like I think I pretty much run that show. So
Yeah.
some days you'll get 5 or 6 posts, other days you'll get just the regular daily affirmation and the source message. But that's something else. Let us know if you want more stuff on there. And I believe people can post on there as well, can't they?
There is a community section for people to post, yes.
Yeah. So I
Like,
mean,
it won't show up on the main page because that's the business page.
okay.
But if you click on the community section, anybody can put stuff in there. And we ask it not to be solicitation from
No.
other like from businesses and stuff. But if you have like
Memes or
anything interesting that you
Yeah.
find like funny or like
upcoming
something about
events
candles
Yeah.
or
we miss sometimes, like full moons and full moon rituals and stuff. Sometimes I kick myself in the butt because I'm like, really, I missed that. But
Keep
Again,
it,
we're
keep
only
it
3
relatively
people.
clean. You don't have to be
yeah.
spick and span, but we like to have some fun. But
We've been known to say a few potty words.
they've been known.
Okay. Right.
Uh-huh.
Did you see the looks in unison?
I chose not to.
Uh-huh. You
I've
should rewatch it.
I've learned a few words from you.
And also, we
I learned
also have a.
calendula.
Right?
Well, I learned that you say crud,
I do
and
say
I have
crud.
to like.
I
If
freaking
you
love
say crud, you are part of my tribe.
it's like crud.
Do you remember the first time she said crud in a text? And I was like, Lynn just said crud.
No.
I was so excited.
Small things,
I was
right?
like,
Small things.
I've known you how long, and it was crud where you're like, oh my god, she said crud.
She's a lifer. She said crud.
Oh,
But
dear.
we also have a
Yes.
Facebook page
Yes, we sure do, and a
Yeah,
web page.
And a web page.
and a YouTube page for
Yes.
the Weekly Wand. Please follow, like, subscribe, share, bring all your friends, family over there because Lynn posts her live readings there.
Yep. That's all that's on there right now is the live readings, but I'm hoping we'll be able to do a few more things there. And then for you, Tea with the Universe is on there.
Yes, and thank you. People keep subscribing, and it's phenomenal. And I'm getting views, and that is yay.
Mhm.
Because I was so afraid. That was, to do that project, that was scary. And those of
It's
you that
no
have,
different than these guys watching us.
I know, and it's those of you that have watched my
which we
progression
really appreciate.
in front of the camera, you can tell that I'm a little more relaxed and confident now than I was in the beginning. So perhaps you should look forward to Monday meditations again, and maybe there's a few other things in the works for our Facebook page that I've been contemplating. So
We're still trying to convince Brian to do a vlog, but
he'll do it.
eventually.
He will.
Yes, you will.
So, retrograde, February 20th to March 10th. Yes.
Yes.
I'm aware of
Yeah,
that
are
one.
you feeling it? Because, yeah.
I felt it last night. Holy crap.
Like, enough already.
Well, Lynn, you know about my ups and downs that I've been going through.
I'm
and
well aware, yes.
I'm finally,
Coming out the other end.
I don't know, because when I think I am, then all of a sudden I get hit again,
Coming
and
up
it's
the
like,
other end.
I don't
Quite
know what I'm
literally,
doing
actually.
Oh,
again.
that's a shitty thing to say.
Uh-huh.
See what I did
You're
there?
such
Pun
You're
intended.
such a funny guy.
Mhm.
All right. Anyway.
This is what I have to put up with.
Mhm.
They have to put up with my potty mouth. I have to put up with their not so punny things.
Oh,
Hey,
come on. And
I'm
they're
hilarious.
fantastic. And so are our accents.
Oh my goodness. Uncle Dad.
Uncle Dad. We won't get into that.
No.
I really,
was
I wish
like,
you
It was
could.
kind of like right there.
Could
and I'm
I know,
like,
yeah.
that
Could you
version.
please
Should
just-
we,
Please just share Uncle Dad. You don't have to go any further than that.
Uncle Daddy, look what I made.
Uncle Dad, look what I made.
I
It's
can't.
pretty.
All right, anyway.
Yeah.
I can't. We're done.
And look at all the viewers leaving. Thanks.
Yeah, they're
Thanks
like,
a
oh,
lot.
what the heck? What did I get myself
Yeah.
into?
So, you know what? It's not all business. We have a lot of fun. We really do have a lot of fun.
Speaking of a lot of fun, I think we need to have a get together.
We do. You mean like a
Like a weekly wand meet and greet get together.
absolutely.
We'll have to plan that.
We will. That would be a lot of fun.
That would be wonderful.
Because, oh my god. Boom.
Again.
That's what I do.
Yeah, it's part of your charm.
Yeah.
I say, but I don't know if you think
Quiet you.
that.
Very well.
To the moon, Alice.
Oh, hey, Peggy. Thanks for joining
Hi,
us.
Peggy. So was there anything else we needed to cover?
I don't know. We could throw in our upcoming events.
I was gonna say, I think we're kind of. It seems like we're winding down
Yeah.
now.
We
Yeah,
are
just-
after Uncle Dad. I mean, you can't come back from that.
Well,
So March 8th, International Women's Day. March 19th, our General Energies live stream reading.
Yeah.
I hope we're doing that together this time.
Yeah, we had intended to do the last one, but
You know,
life.
yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna try and plan for that one again because I would really like to be able to do that
Yeah.
again with you.
March 20th is the Witches Night Tea and Cocktail, 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. at the London Villas Hub.
They're having a
Buy your
flash sale.
tickets.
Buy your
Yes,
tickets.
until they extended it right till Wednesday.
Yes, till the 4th.
Yeah.
So it's buy 2 tickets for the price of one. It's $55 for 2 tickets.
Get
So
it.
And
it's
I
freaking
think
phenomenal.
they have 21 left at this price or
20.
something. 20 left.
Yeah.
Okay, and then March 27th, 28th, the original Edmonton Witches Market, Friday, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the King Edward Park Community League. I'll be there reading. Lynn, what will you be doing?
I'm doing readings as well, but I'll have some stuff for sale, like my wands and my hidden
Okay.
altar boxes and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I won't have anything for sale, but I'll definitely be doing
I'll be
readings
sitting
there.
at home watching the hockey game probably.
And on the 28th of that, so that's the Saturday, we have the Witch Bus coming up
Right.
from Calgary. They're stopping in Red Deer and heading up. So there's going to be like a meet and greet after there. So if you're,
At
Hudson's Tap
Hudson's
House.
Tap House.
Um,
We have our
but-
tickets.
I have my ticket, and it's free to go to the Hudson's Tap House, but they ask that you RSVP if you're going to attend there,
Yeah.
right? So just so that they know how many people are going to go.
And then Tea with the Universe every Sunday at 2 here on Facebook and on YouTube. And if you want to be a guest on Tea with the Universe, please get in touch with me at teawithuniverse@gmail.com. And I had closed it because I am booked until, I believe, June 24th or June 26th. But I think I'm going to reopen that because I don't want to turn people away. So,
And if they're okay waiting until like August or September, then
Well,
then
then-
you're to say no.
exactly. And I mean, I thought about, because I don't want to book my whole summer.
Right.
Maybe just not book for the summer or do pre-tapings or something if people are interested in that. But I know we like the live interaction. So,
Oh yeah, definitely.
so we'll see. There's a few things. Again, like Tea with Universe is still very, very new. Like we're 3 months old. Not even.
Not even.
We're going into our 3rd month. So,
Well, yeah, because you started. It was the end of November. It was
Yeah.
November 28th was the day that you started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think we're done.
I think that about does it. So, here's
And
to
then-
another year.
Yes, thank you. And thank you to our viewers. Thank you to our followers. Thank you to everyone that likes us.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we really do appreciate it. And we appreciate that you guys come and spend your time because there are 1,000 things that you could do. And
None
you-
as cool as this. But,
but
you
I
know.
mean, there are 1,000 things that you could be doing right now, and you have chose to come and visit with us, and we do really greatly appreciate that.
We do. And I appreciate both of you. Without the two of you and without all of you, there would be no Weekly Wand. So I'm
You're pretty
forever
good,
grateful.
So,
I have my moments.
yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Namaste.
Yep.
See you in a year. Well, I'll
Well-
see you sooner than that, but see you back here in a year for year 2.
A
Right?
year in review, yes.
For 2 years in review.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.